A TV star survivor whose wife wasn't quite as good at it finds himself on a crashing plane along with his son. Once he awakes, he sees his son being taken away by what seems to be a Red Skull lookalike after he lost a game of strip poker. He then finds himself surrounded by cannibals who really hate Christians, but also this thing. I bet those have something to do with this strange machinery underground, though. There seems to be 2 machines on the island. One is a weapon that could probably shoot down a plane or something. I don't really know. And the other one seems to do something a bit different. Specifically, it seems it can bring the dead back to life, but at a cost. A life for a life. And another cost. They look like this. But that didn't deter a company known as Sahara from testing and trying to use the machine to find the secrets of eternal life. One of the doctors there, Matthew Cross, brought his daughter to the facility. Great idea. And she ends up kicking the bucket. If kicking the bucket means being torn apart by this thing. The Dr. Cross learned that if he paints himself red, he can hide from both the mutants and the cannibals. When Cross sees a plane in the sky, he uses one of the weapons to shoot it down. And from the wreckage, he sees a young boy and brings him back to the obelisk, which in turn kills him and brings his daughter back to life. Once she's back to life, though, she's acting a little funny. And when Cross makes her a bit too cross, Cross's daughter, Megan Cross, crosses a line and crosses out Dr. Cross's eyes. She then mutates into quite a monster. And once you kill her for a second time, you come across your dead son's body. And you realize that you could bring him back. You know how to do it. And as a plane flies by, you decide that maybe death is a better option. And as the plane flies by, you do what you know you have to do for your son. Later in life, Timmy is in his apartment, and you realize he's become the worst things possible, a conspiracy theorist. But he isn't obsessed with QAnon, he's obsessed with the island and what it's done to him. As he fights off the infection, he looks upon a city. Now I know Sons of the Forest is most likely not finished story-wise, but on an unrelated note, there are a group of personnel on their way to rescue some billionaires. The one that matters is this guy, who must listen to 21 Pilots or something, judging by that tattoo. After landing on Site 2, we are immediately met with a guy in a white lab coat, who luckily decides not to kill us. But now you're stranded in a place full of deadly creatures. But this time you're not alone. You have a friend named after an SI unit, and optionally, a creature named after a state everyone forgets exists. With the help of your GPS, you can search through the woods and find the others who were lost after the helicopter crash. Unfortunately, they didn't make it as long as you did on the island. As you search through each of the bunkers, you come across some important things, like lore and 3D printers. It seems a billionaire wanted to turn this island into a luxury hotel. What he found on the island was some kind of ore that seemed pretty valuable and had special properties, as well as this cube that everyone's talking about, like it was Fortnite in 2018. But at a certain point, you find yourself in a bunker where you see Timmy from the last game standing toe-to-toe with this giant mutant slug. Then with a quick cameo, his father comes in to the rescue, putting a couple shells into the thing. But the lab coat guy didn't like that at all, and you get smothered by the slug, which has to be someone's wet dream, only to wake up and see that everyone is gone. Now on your mission to figure out what is going on, you learn that the cube reacts every 8 weeks, and it seems that the safest place to be in that time is inside the cube itself. You make your way down into a cave where you learn that a crucifix made from that gold stuff actually burns the demons and forces them to flee. You make your way into the cube, and as you can see by Timmy's reaction, it was perfect timing, because any later and you would have missed this. It seems the cube can actually shift between realities, and you experience that briefly. And when the door opens, you see how lucky you were to make it, because the guy who didn't turned into that. And now you and your allies board a helicopter to leave, and await till you are called again in the next update. A couple quick words here. I'm a pretty small channel. I try to make worthwhile content, but any subscription, like, or comment means a lot to me. And finally,